Welcome back to Dies Irae. Last time we started the game and lost two comrades, and now Walter is alone. I'm not sure if he's the main character, but at the moment we are him, or we take part in his story. So yeah, Walter is alone now, and let's see if he survives this. His words might have seemed the rambling of a lunatic beset by the armies of death, but they were more than that. Walter cocked his Schmeisser, confirmed it was loaded, then charged out of the ruined building into the open. I don't want to say that, okay, but... Sieg Heil! He unconsciously let out a battle cry loud enough that it threatened to rend his throat. Would he end up gunned down like Joachim, or shared the same fate as Marco? It hardly mattered anymore. Either way, he'd merely die as a miserable death befitting this miserable war. His mind was occupied by such despaired thoughts. In no way could he have predicted what was to come next. Okay, Pater Noster, qui in caelis es sanctificetur nomen tuum, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Requiem aeternam dona eis, domi et lux perpetua luceat eis. Is, not ice. Grant them eternal rest, O Lord, and may everlasting light shine upon them. It was his soldier's intuition that drove Walter to reflexively take shelter. What the... Oops, sorry. His vision was drowned out by a blinding white light, and an explosion so fierce it dwarfed all previous bombardments, an explosion that seemed to rip apart the very heavens. Walter realized that this explosion was far beyond the level of any weapon that could have possibly been employed in urban warfare. What in the world had happened? Oh, wow. That's really... The city had literally staked his life to protect... What? No, what? The city he had literally staked his life to protect had been reduced to a charred wasteland. Although it took quite a while for Walter to regain his sight and hearing, there was still not enough time for him to make sense of the situation. Part of him wondered if it was all a sick joke. Only one thing was clear. Both his allies' corpses and the approaching enemy troops had been annihilated. No bombing raid could have inflicted such immense damage, and although Walter had managed to survive the attack itself, his resulting wounds were deep. Yeah, well, I can't repeat that. Pieces of steel and concrete, blasted in his direction by the explosion, had pierced his back and flank. The hand that once held his Schmeisser was blown off from the elbow. It wasn't even worth the effort to attempt to discern the number of more minor injuries. His incessant bloody vomit told him that he had also suffered severe internal damage, probably to the lungs. He would not make it. Fuck. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling anything for this character. Walter swore blindly, no longer certain of the target of his indignation. Just then, the voice from before rang out again. Ex audi orationem meam. Hear my prayer, O Lord. Ad te omnes caro veniet, to you all flesh shall come. Convertere anima mea in requiem tuam quia Dominus benefect tibi. Return unto thy rest, O my soul, for the Lord hath dealt bountifully with thee. It was a requiem offered up to fallen soldiers, one sung in a beautiful voice. Not even a prestigious church choir could produce a melody quite this dignified that wasn't sung. Yet, at the same time, the scorn seeping into the voice was all too evident. Only upon the eve of the apocalypse itself could such a voice be conceived of as an angel's. It sung of the dead with scorn, ridicule, and mockery, deriving the utmost pleasure and trampling upon every last remnant of the dignity they possessed, the voice of a destroyer intoxicated by mayhem. This was the product of a black mind possessed solely by an inhuman malice. Again? Requiem aeternam dona eis domie et lux perpetuam luceat eis. Grant them eternal rest, O Lord, and may everlasting light shine upon them. And so, stepping onto the vast expanse of debris, the destroyer appeared, the demonic requiem at his lips. Is that him? Oh. It was a young boy, lacking in years even in comparison to Marco, with a face so delicate that a careless glance would easily mistake his features for those of a girl's. A single look at the boy was enough to give Walter chills. His teeth began to chatter. Dots. Although he had lost a considerable amount of blood, and his vision had grown hazy, the reason behind the freezing chill at his back lay elsewhere. The sheer enmity and bane radiation from the boy's visage indeed contributed to that. But to Walter, the most dreadful thing was the fact that he knew that face. There lived no man who fought on the Eastern Front and knew not of this boy, a beast possessed by an insatiable hunger. His aberrant mind ruled by inhuman madness. His single eye gleamed, silver locks swaying. He crooked a pair of guns, each engraved with a wolf's angel, the rune of the wolf. There was no doubt it was a face Walter could not forget. The face of a boy who had supposedly died 3 years ago. Major Schreiber. Eastern Front Assault Corps Special Unit Leader, SS Major Wolfgang Schreiber. An unchained beast that slaughtered both friend and foe, the ancient demon that had supposedly met his end during a purge. How could he be standing here?
誰かと思えばバルター・ゲルリッツ総長かい？アインザッツグルペンじゃ迷惑かけたね。元気かい？
Ah, if it isn't Major Walter Gerlitz, I sure caused trouble for you and the rest of the Einsatzgruppen, didn't I? You doing well? Hardly the world one would offer but a dying comrade, especially one whose death was most likely caused by Schreiber himself. The boy, flashing an innocently devilish smile in front of Walter, was no doubt the very same person he remembered. And yet, his armband bore not the swastika, but a different symbol altogether, almost as if he were no comrade at all. Why are you here?
なぜも何も僕も君も軍人だろ？戦って殺すのが商売なんじゃないのかな？
Huh? Do I need a reason? I'm here because I'm a soldier. Much like yourself, war is our profession, murder our currency. Wow. Isn't that what, well... The boy playfully surveyed the landscape. It was proof enough of his statement, and what followed was nothing short of natural. Something akin to opaque vapor erupted in their vicinity, like a fog or haze. At the same time, Walter's senses were assaulted by a dreadful moaning. There were the cursed cries of the fallen, fated to suffer and lament until the very end of time. This endless chorus of lamentation caused even the seething air of the battlefield to cool. These were the spirits of the dead. Walter felt like he could almost make out the faces of Marco and Joachim among the swirling mass, as well as the destination towards which they were spiraling. Straight into Schreiber's Totenkopf eye patch. Skull eye patch. Totenkopf means skull. I needed some time to remember what the English word was. He was devouring the very souls of those he had slain, confronted with such a repulsive, unworldly spectacle. Walter could not determine whether he should give himself over to rage or simply weep. He longed for the repose of insanity.
さて、それじゃあ総長、僕はもう行かないといけないんだけど。君はどうする？
Well then, my dear Master Sergeant, time for me to take off. How about you? Schreiber, seemingly done with his meal, rarely turned his neck to Walter. He was breathing his last, not in any condition to spill blood like a soldier should.
殺し足りなくはないのかい？
Do you not hunger for more?
今さら連中の100や1000を殺したところで何も変わりやしないけどね。でもだからって何もせずに黙ってる必要なんかどこにもない。
Of course, killing
見
even...
なよこのベルリンを。全くひどいありさまじゃないか。こんなものが僕らの求めた千年帝国の終わりだなんて誰が納得するって言うんだよ。
Damn yet. Of course, killing even 100 or 1,000 of the rats won't change anything at this point, but that doesn't mean you need to sit there and watch things crumble. Look around you. Look at your Berlin. Is this the end of our glorious empire, foretold to stand strong for 1,000 years? Who would be seriously content with this? Content?
できないよね。
No one, right? Walter threw a piercing glance at the smiling boy. Indeed, no one in their right mind would be content with such an outcome. He'd had friends to call his own, a family to go home to, a woman to love. He'd cherished this country. All that became tainted due to Germany's defeat, dishonor that no century could wash clean, that was...
許せないよね。薄汚い劣等ごときが我が物顔で帝都を蹂躙するなんて。女や子供や年寄りを犯して殺して吊るすなんてさ。
Unforgivable, right? Those repugnant lowlives tore down our walls and trampled upon our great capital. Killed our children, raped our women, hanged our elders.
総長、忠勇なるドイツ軍人バルター・ゲルリッツ総長殿、君の気持ちを聞かせてくれ。君は一体どうしたい？
My dear Master Sergeant Walter Gerlitz, sworn and loyal blade of the German army, I ask of you, what do you desire? Gorga, gorga. The amount of blood leaking forth from Walter's mouth made speech difficult, but his feelings were set. Joachim, who vowed to fight till the bitter end, Marco, who wished for victory, their feelings all as well as his own. The boy standing before him was unmistakably from the fault of the devil, but such things mattered little at that point. What he wanted was... Okay. I want to emerge victorious. I want to win was, I think, the most literal translation, but okay. Victory, honor, and glory for the fatherland. To bring peace for friends and family that had fallen. To bring prosperity for generations yet unborn. And above all else, for his very own soul.
ジーク入る。そうさ総長、素晴らしいよその息だ。君のような勇者にこそあの方の血肉となる資格がある。
I have to say it again. Oh, come on. Sieg Heil. This is correct. That is correct, Master Sergeant. Sergeant? Did I say Sergeant all the time? I'm sorry. Sergeant, what a wonderful display of will and bravery. You deserve the honor of becoming his flesh and blood.
戦争は終わらない。
This
僕
war.
たちが終わらせない。
I forgot.
何度でも何度でも何度でも何度でも続けて続けて続けて続けて。
Okay, this war will never end. We will not allow it. We will repeat it again and again and again and again. Grant us victory.
掴むまで。
Yes?
共に行こうじゃないか。無限に続く戦場へ。
Let us journey together to our endless battlefield till victory is in our hands. We shall claim victory in the next war, if not in the one after that. Hundreds and thousands and millions of battles repeating over and over again till this outcome can finally be toppled. Schreiber thrust his Mauser in Walter's direction at the last light of the man's soul began to
彼ら
fade.
に永遠の安息を与え、絶えざる光もて照らしたまえ。
Requiem aeternam, dona eis Domine, et lux perpetua, luceat eis. Grant them eternal rest, O Lord, and may everlasting light shine upon them. His requiem was one of scorn for the fallen Breckenand with malicious intent, and yet Walter thought it beautiful, like the song of an angel. It was then that he finally realized that this was the apocalypse, and that he would soon join the ranks of those marching to destroy the world. He would become a strand of the beast's mane, one of the many in his legion. I will not even try, but okay. No? Okay, good enough. The boy raised to the heavens and offered up a splitting cackle, his silver hair dancing. The soul of Walter Gerlitz was sucked into the boy's blood-crazed eye and vanished. At the same time, in another place, a new nightmare was unfolding. An entire battalion of at least a dozen tanks had failed to bring down a single man. No, an entire battalion of tanks was being destroyed by a single man. In the center of this supernatural maelstrom stood a sombre specimen of a man darker than the blackest of night. Beneath his neatly worn uniform stretched a body of steel trained to the utmost limit. A perfect fusion of the sort of artistry found in the great sculptures of antiquity and raw material, martial prowess. The man wielded nothing, not even a short blade. He fought with his fists alone. but they were all that he needed to sunder the arm of a tank, as if it were nothing more than scrap paper. Alright, I guess I'll end it here. And I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you next time then. Bye.